Hi, I'm Starla Sampaco.
And I'm Alex Bosco, and we're your producers for the Daily's Double Shot.
This week's episode includes our coverage of the UW's Winter Powwow and also the unveiling of EcoCAR 3.
But to start things off, let's check in with Charles Johnson, who went around UW's campus asking students what they had for the New Year's resolution. All this and more on this week's episode of the Daily's Double Shot. I'm Alex Bosco.
I'm Olivia Fuller, and this is the Daily's Double Shot.
Hey, I'm Charles, and it's a new year, which means new resolutions. So we went out on the quad and West Campus and asked UW students what their New Year's resolutions were. Check it out.
Made a couple goals this year. Personal, academic, spiritual goals, that kind of stuff.
I think to eat out less because we spent a lot of money getting bubble tea last year.
My New Year's resolution is to only take the stairs up to the 5th floor, not the elevator.
One of my goals is to read the Bible at least 5 times a week.
To not be a passive person.
My New Year's resolution is to climb a V6 in the Boulder Gym at the IMA.
My New Year's resolution is to we started like a workout plan, so we're gonna stick to that every day so far. So far we have, it's been doing pretty good.
One book a month, and yeah, that's. Oh yeah, and then get like a 3.2 in all my classes.
My New Year's resolution is not to procrastinate, but that's my resolution every year, so I'll keep doing it till I do it.
Okay.
You know?
Mine is just to be a better person. It's kind of lame, but that's all I have.
It's been tough, but I think they're definitely attainable. I'm like 70% right now. This last week I completed my goals, but the week before last I got like maybe half of them done. But it's a work in progress. Yeah.
Well, I just cut it back to like 2 times a month.
I hope I'm a better person. It's hard to tell.
Actually I'm getting a good start right now, but yeah, I'm still procrastinating still.
Climbing 4 times a week, just putting in the hours in the gym, practicing, building up strength.
2 things. I have an accountability partner that I email after the week is done, and he has sent me his goals, and so we kind of correspond that way and keep each other accountable. And then 2, I wrote my goals down and have like a list and go through them actually.
I think doing it with a friend, having the same resolution, like helps a lot for sure. We kind of keep each other motivated.
Each other. Like when one of us doesn't want to go, we make each other go.
Yeah, definitely.
I think college environment. Everybody's doing their own thing, and like, go in place and do things with their lives. It's good to like see other people do that, and then I can do that too.
But it's like really an easy commitment because I'm on the 5th floor, so I only have to go up 3 flights of stairs. So it's really hardly a commitment at all.
Make it a habit, like mark it on a calendar.
Philip Baker, I'm a postdoc here. I've been working for 2.5 years in the neural decision-making lab. One of the best ones that humans have is social cues, right? So, for instance, if you want to stop something, you can punish yourself every time you want to do it. Like, for instance, people have the rubber bands and snap themselves. Well, that works great, but the problem is you're in control of the punishment, right? So if you really want the cigarette, you're not going to snap yourself. You're just going to pick up the cigarette and smoke it. So you can use other people. Running groups, things like that are really effective tools for motivating people because we're social animals and we really like to do social things and be accountable to other people. So probably the most effective way of keeping your New Year's resolution is telling other people and making them hold you accountable, which is easy when you're in college because you've got dorms of people or housemates or things like that who like to give you a hard time anyway, so you might as well just bring them in on your resolution.
EcoCAR is a 3-year design project organized by US Department of Energy, which gives engineering students a chance to design and build an efficient sports car, minimizing the environmental impact. For EcoCAR 2, we had a Malibu, which we worked on. Now for EcoCAR 3, we are working on a Chevrolet Camaro. This week, we had the unveiling of the Camaro, which we are working on for EcoCAR 3. Go check it out.
One-on-one, two-on-one, three-on-one, and one for fun.
The Malibu. This is the 1.7 liter turbo diesel engine up front. This works and can power the front wheels. It can also be used to charge the battery pack, which is in the rear of the vehicle. They can also work together in performance mode. So if you guys want to come around back, I can show you the battery pack. As you can see, this takes up most of the trunk. It will allow the car to go 50 miles in all electric range, and with the engine in the front, has a total range of just over 300 miles. Our goal with the Camaro, just like the Malibu, is to make the most efficient sports car possible. With this, we're going to remove the engine and the transmission in the front, put a large battery pack in the rear of the car with 2 electric motors, and then replace that engine with a small generator. It'll work very similar to a Chevy Volt.
On that are pretty interesting, and you can basically place it into different modes like sport mode or eco mode. Eco mode would probably burn the batteries as much as it can, but there's actually some efficiency increases by turning the generator or turning the biodiesel on to get you up to speed and then turning it off, like on the highway, for example. We found that you burn more battery trying to get up to highway speeds, so it's actually more efficient to get up to highway speed using the diesel engine. Turn it off once you're going 70 miles per hour. That was the parallel build, and then over here we're doing a series build, which is you only have one source of torque on the wheels, which is the motors. The gas only recharges the battery. So that's what series build. The cool thing about this, which is even harder for control logic, is we have one motor per wheel. So if you can imagine that, like, we have to be spinning those motors at the same speed, otherwise you're gonna have some issues. So the controls have to basically be an electronic differential between those 2 wheels to make. But what we do get from that is handling bonuses. So like if you want to corner around a turn, you could spin the outer wheel slightly faster, and then really like make your way around it, or for traction control in the ice or something.
Daniel Steinbach, and I am the EcoCAR 3 controls lead. We're spending, we planned out this car last year, and between this year and the next 2 years, we're going to have a 99% showroom-ready hybrid Camaro. We're putting 2 electric motors in the rear of the vehicle for a total of 560 horsepower. And then we're getting ample range out of our E85 generator. And then on the controls team, what we do is basically program all the systems to work together, to work in a car where they're not meant to be made, where they're not meant to work. We do all the diagnostics for all the components and tie into their built-in controllers. And then we do some safety stuff from like kind of a high-level perspective, so that the driver doesn't have to worry about too much. Basically, you get the brake pedal, the accelerator pedal, and the steering wheel, and that's all you need to drive a complicated powertrain.
Hey, it's Kennedy from the Daily's Double Shot, and today I'm at the hub for the annual Winter Powwow put on by the American Indian Student Commission. So let's go check it out.
This is our AISC annual Winter Powwow. We do this every year. We invite community members, students from the campus to participate in a dance. They come back here every year to celebrate our traditions and to celebrate the fact that we are allowed to show our culture and share it with each other. The drums especially are really good medicine. It's just a really good time to be together and just celebrate our presence. It wouldn't be able to exist without all of the community members coming together. And some of these people know each other. So we have some vendors who have been coming here for 20 plus years. So it's a well-known event in this region. It just means so much to me that everyone wants to be a part of it and they want their presence to be here.
Mason. I'm a member of Caddo Nation out of Anadarko, Oklahoma. I'm Southern Plains traditional dancer.
And what made you want to come dance tonight?
Got to support the University of Washington. I mean, you guys do so much for the community when you put on these events. And it's just a way actually for the locals to bring everything to the students so the youth can see really what's going on. Beautiful, beautiful thing.
And what does it mean to you personally to dance in the Winter Powwow?
Well, to me, it's a tradition being carried on. If you're not teaching our young, then this tradition isn't going to be carried on. You have to start when they're young, and even some of them in college, to keep this tradition for going. I mean, this tradition will never die, but the more people in that circle, the better your heart feels when you're out there dancing. That's what we like to see. These bullets in honor of all veterans, whether they're in a cemetery, in an institution, in a hospital, on foreign soil, or with us today, I dance and pray in honor of them, dance and pray for them and their families. Here is my dog tag. Here's my deceased father-in-law's dog tag. In the bottom of my breastplate, you see I have buffalo teeth. When I dance with these buffalo teeth, I look for the strength for that buffalo to give me the energy I have to sustain the whole day. I dance with these eagle parts, these feathers, these heads, these claws. I look for that commitment, that loyalty that the eagle has. A lot of times the eagle will mate one time for life and that's it. I want commitment like that in my life. Therefore, I dance in honor with this stuff and look for some of that to come to me.
See, actually everything here we made, except Mother Nature provided the skins. Mainly drums and rattles, and then we also have abalone shells and sage, sweetgrass.
enjoyed this event as much as I did, and make sure to mark your calendars for the annual Spring Powwow.
I am Emily Darling, and I am a master's student in the College of Built Environments studying architecture. I was lucky enough to travel with Professor Oshima to Japan with Japan Studio, and we traveled all around Japan to Tokyo and Kanazawa and Takayama. Today's event with Mr. Abe was a two-part event. Today there's a lecture by Professor Abe, and then tomorrow there's a panel with several other people connected to the university. And it is such a great honor to have Abe here talking to us about his experience. He has worked all around the world in different architectural projects. Housing is core to architecture and to our society and how we live. And rebuilding after disaster is a central responsibility of architects. So hearing his experience and him taking the opportunity after such an unfortunate disaster to really learn about the process of rebuilding and find an efficient way to contain that knowledge and pass it on, it's really wonderful.
Hi, my name is Hitoshi Abe. I'm a professor and chair at UCLA. And also I'm an architect practicing in Japan and also in Los Angeles. Originally from Sendai, and I was born and raised there, and my practice is still there. And the city of Sendai is the largest city in northern part of Japan and also closest city from the epicenter of the earthquake happened 2011 March. And when this tsunami happened, I was in Los Angeles, and I couldn't really understand what happened, but at the end I realized that this is something I never experienced or I never heard of before, and it was so devastating. And problem I see was my body was in LA, but my heart was in Sendai, and I started to feel like there's a really strange situation that I'm in. So I'm a kind of victim of tsunami, but at the same time I'm away from the area and trying to help. That puts me actually in the really interesting situation that I feel, still I feel, so that as a resident of the Sendai, I started activity called Arcade. It's a network of architects trying to help the reconstruction of the area. We started to be involved lots of design of the social housing. And after the 5 years since tsunami destroyed the area, there are so many effort was done, and there are many accomplishments, but the biggest issue is how to recover the lost community. What we thought was the social housing can be the platform for them to start their new life and to reform the community from there. So there are a series of social housing. Actually, we designed about 500 units of social housing in the past 2 years. And we try different ideas to enhance the people's sort of communication, to enhance the way people interact with each other. And through that, we are hoping that this new social housing can be the nursing ground of this new community to help people to think about new life again.
That wraps up this episode of the Daily's Double Shot.
To watch episodes and segments you missed, you can check out our YouTube at Daily Double Shot, and also stay tuned for February 13th's Valentine's Day edition. Until then, thanks for watching.